Yes, good morning. It is that time of the week again. It is my late shift at work today, so it's time to do a weird layering video. If you haven't seen these before, over the course of the last sort of 5, 6 months, I've been rubbing weird products on my skin, whether that's been Marmite, whether that's been Vaseline, whether that's been certain foot creams, food powders, fruit. I've been rubbing all sorts of things on. Chocolate was another one. I've been trying to find something that can help increase the performance, the projection, and longevity of my fragrance. What you would have just seen that I've rubbed in today isn't actually that different. It's just a shower gel. Yes, it's a Habit Rouge shower gel. I got this as part of a gift set at Christmas time. And obviously I've got the fragrance with it as well today. And I want to see if I've got a shower gel that smells of the actual fragrance I'm applying today. Will that increase the longevity, the projection, performance essentially of my fragrance? So obviously Habit Rouge, very well known, old school classical fragrance. And yeah, I feel like this one might do quite well today. I'm feeling quite positive about this one. I've just dabbed a little bit of those suds off as well because obviously it'll stick to my top otherwise. But what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to apply the actual fragrance. But if you haven't seen these before, essentially I'm going to do a run. So I'm going to go for a run, do 3 checkpoints sort of at the start, middle and end of the run just to see how much this survives. Will this sort of shower gel help increase that smell of Habit Rouge, which is a lovely fragrance? So let's not waste too much time. I'm going to spray the fragrance now and tell you how much I can smell this initial layering. At the moment, there are no fragrances on. The one without the layering will be on my watch side, but let's just smell the shower gel on its own. How similar is it to Habit Rouge? Yes, it's very similar. It's a little bit more soapy. So if you don't know the smell of Habit Rouge, what I kind of get is this nice soapy smell, but it's still this floral component to it that I think is absolutely lovely. It's like a watery rose and a bit of sweetness that you get from vanilla in this. It's really nice. It has got a very refined quality about it. It does feel obviously a little bit more mature, but clean, fresh, but also sophisticated at the same time. Nothing just too casual. This is signature scent worthy. And I'd say this one is slightly less floral, a little bit more soapy, a little bit more of that maybe casual wear that you'd expect. So let's get the fragrance anyway. So here it is, Habit Rouge. I'm going to apply it on this side just to start with. Yeah, it's definitely a little. There might even be some sort of spice there. I think there will be some like carnation or something along those lines. Maybe a bit of saffron potentially. But it's more spicy than the shower gel. There's no two ways about it. And then we'll apply 3 on this side. I love this fragrance. I really do. It took a little bit of time to win me over this one, but it is a fantastic scent. If you haven't smelt this one, I really recommend you just getting your nose on it because actually the price isn't too bad on this one. It's about £50, £60 at the minute, which I think is brilliant for something that's this high quality that you can wear in pretty much all occasions. So I'm going to let that sit for about 5, 10 minutes, get myself properly changed into my running gear, and then I'll tell you if there's any differences in terms of smell and also performance and those initial stages before we go for our run. Okay, so back in the room, let's give my arms a smell. In terms of feeling though, yeah, it's not sticky, but you can tell there's something different on this arm. It's not just a fragrance, it's a little bit waxy in its feel, let's say. But other than that, it's not too unpleasant. You know, there's no big staining. There's nothing that's really sticking to my clothing. It definitely feels more like a wax, like a hair gel, than anything else at the moment. Wow, that is super, super strong. Now it's going to be interesting because I'm going to smell it without the layering in a minute. But so far, that does smell really, really strong. I think that waxy feeling, that gel feeling from this is certainly keeping the fragrance locked in at the moment. Definitely more soapy, so I'm really feeling at the moment initially that shower gel is kicking through. It's almost lifted the shower gel, caught the fragrance, and they're really mixing well together. But let's smell it without the layering. Again, no waxy feel on this side, so you can tell there's something else on this side, and I'm feeling quite confident here. Yeah, so this one definitely doesn't have an intense soapy feel in the same way. This one's definitely got a bit more of that spice, a little bit more of that floral component. And it's still pretty strong, don't get me wrong. At the moment, this is a pretty strong fragrance anyway. This is just the eau de toilette, and it's more than enough on its own. But at the moment, this definitely feels a more intense version. Certainly on that soapiness. If you like that really nice clean feeling, that's what this is at the moment. It's very much that clean feeling of coming out of a bath, essentially, a nice bubble bath, where you've actually washed with that proper hand soap. Whereas the other side just smells like a fragrance. But so far, I'd almost say this is like, if this is like 100% intense strong, this one's about 85, so they're both doing really well. I'm quite looking forward to this one. So if you haven't seen this now, as I said, I'm going out for a run. I'm going to do 3 checkpoints, but I'll just update you, see if anything changes while I warm up, while my nose gets a bit more blocked. With the weather, the wind, there might be a bit of rain this morning. We'll just see how it performs today. So looking forward to this one, and then we'll do a sort of conclusion at the end as I have my coffee. But yeah, let's get on with today. I'll see you out there. Okay, we are off, and it's currently not raining, but I've eaten far too much. Last night I had the worst stomach ache because I had the biggest dinner in the world, and I've had 2 hot cross buns and a yoghurt this morning and loads of other bits, and it is sitting there, it is just sitting in my stomach. So I'm going to need the fragrance and the layering to help get me through today. So let's start with the layering. Let's go without. Oh, okay. So to be honest with you, in terms of strength, there's not a huge difference at the moment. The biggest difference is undoubtedly that smell. The shower gel is so soapy. I know I keep mentioning that word, but it really is. It's really taken that spice off, and to be honest with you, I don't mind that. This almost feels at the moment like a flanker, almost like if you called this one like Have It Rouge cologne. I always think when friends just do like a flanker, it's called like cologne. It tends to be like a cleaner, sort of less formal, casual type scent. And that's what it smells like. It's just taking that slight spicy floral edge off, where it feels like, even though I think Have It Rouge is fine with a white t-shirt and casual, that spiciness gives it that more, grown up, maybe a little bit more divisive. It's taken a little bit of the divisiveness away from this, where I feel like a younger person would almost prefer it with that shower gel that's mixed with the fragrance, because it is just a little bit more clean and you get more of that vanilla as well coming through. And yeah, I really like it, to be honest. They're both about 85% strong. I mean, I've only been out 10 minutes if that, but so far I'm really impressed. I'm expecting both of them to last the whole run in terms of, the scent longevity, because the Otis is a good concentration of juice and it will get you through the day. So even though I'm warming up, I'm feeling quite confident. It's definitely that, in terms of the composition, it's definitely still that sort of gel vibe stuck to my arm, so it's not as pleasant, and it does feel like it blocks your pores a little bit, but other than that, all good. It's not sticky or anything, and I'm quite hopeful. This feels like it's going to be one of the better layerings compared to some of the other ones I've done. Okay, so moving on to checkpoint 2, I have to say, speaking earlier about those hot cross buns, it's kept me going. Honestly, I feel like I've got so much more energy today, which is good, especially when I'm finishing at 10 o'clock tonight. So let's smell my arms. I'm warmed up quite a bit, by the way. I think I've taken my gloves off. Right, so I'll be honest now, it feels like where I've warmed up, that shower gel is starting to seep out my skin a little bit, and maybe there's a bit of transfer because I'm wearing long sleeve top. And it does feel now like it's not smelling quite strong. It feels like the soapiness from the shower gel is actually overpowering the fragrance. It's almost become, it's still there, but it's become really soft. It's almost like now, it just smells like soap, to be honest. It's almost like you've bought a bar of soap and they've tried to add a bit of perfume in it to give it a smell. But they needed to add a bit more concentration to make it actually smell more. Your hand doesn't really have it, it's not really that powerful. It lacks a bit of power. But it is still there, it's just, it's getting overpowered a little bit. I think that's just where the soap's just seeping out of my skin. Whereas the side that is just the fragrance, if anything, is just getting stronger, and the spiciness is really good. We're about an hour in, and yeah, it's still really prominent. I'd say, if anything, the spices and the floral components are getting stronger and stronger, and that vanilla is starting to come through as well. But there's no two ways about it. At the moment, I'd probably say the soapy smell, in terms of actually smelling the fragrance, you're probably talking only 60-50% now, and then probably with the fragrance just on its own, you're probably talking 70-75%. So still both pretty good, but that's what you'd expect when you're paying, quite a decent price for this sort of fragrance. But yeah, the moment I feel that shower gel is just taking over a bit of the fragrance now, and that's not really what you want, is it, when that's the cheaper thing as the gift set? But yeah, still okay, still doesn't smell unpleasant or anything like that, but it is a little bit restrictive, I would still say, because it does feel it blocks your pores. But anyway, one more checkpoint to go, and then we'll go back and do an initial impression, or an indoor impressions of how it smells when I'm back inside. Struggling now, we're on the final checkpoint though. It's time to smell my arms and see what we can detect with the layering. That's the layering side. Apologies, you're getting me a funny angle. Okay, that is really, really interesting. So obviously on checkpoint 2, I said that the actual fragrance side was stronger. It's definitely not at the moment, and that sort of rosy floral smell, maybe it's a bit of jasmine in it potentially, is really starting to come through now on the layering side. It feels like, again, maybe this is just the fact the shower gel's wearing off just because I'm warming up, or maybe it's just the fragrance is just starting to become a little bit more concentrated again, starting to be the more dominant smell. Because it's an oil, you'd expect it to last a little bit longer. And to be honest with you, on the other side, I'm not smelling it too much at the minute. Again, I'm warming up. It's definitely still there. It's about 45-50%, so that hasn't dropped massively. But it's the layering side that's sort of 65%. And it hasn't really changed. It hasn't got really any weaker. And maybe that is, again, because of the oils of the fragrance mixed with this sort of gel-like substance that's on my arm. It's just giving that little bit more extra projection than just the oil on its own. And of course, let's just smell this side first, because normally I smell the layering side first. It is definitely stronger. Sometimes, of course, when you smell something really strong and then you try and smell something else straight away, you want it to give your nose a chance to catch up. But just smelling the non-layering side there, it's definitely not strong. It's definitely not strong. All I'd say now is it's more projection longevity that's improving on the layering side rather than change of smell, which is good, because ultimately when you spend a lot of money on a fragrance and you like the fragrance, you don't really want it to change too much. It didn't change too much, it just became more soapy. Now it smells like a fragrance again with that extra performance. Look, would I do it at work today? Would I rub shower gel on the back of my neck, for example, and then put the fragrance on? Probably not, and certainly not as much as I did earlier, because it would just be sticky and uncomfortable. But if you said to me now, you know, it wouldn't feel uncomfortable, it wouldn't feel too sticky or anything like that, and you could put the fragrance on just on top of it and you get a better performance, I'd go for it, because at the moment I think it is backing up what it said, or what I was hoping it was going to do, and that is extra strength. But what we'll do when we get back, we'll have a cup of tea and we'll do an indoor impressions and see how strong it is before I give my final thoughts. So workout done. It's been just over a couple of hours now since I've applied the fragrance, applied the layering, about 2.5 hours essentially. Let's see what we can smell. I've blowed my nose, so fingers crossed, I'm going to have a clear nose and I'll be able to smell the fragrances properly and tell you if the Habit Rouge shower gel has improved the performance of the Habit Rouge fragrance. So that's the layering. And that's without. And I have to say, very rarely, if you've seen any of these weird layering videos before, have I said the performance has been better with the layering and the smells matched it in terms of, you know, the combination of the two. Sometimes the performance is better with the layering, but it's whatever that substance is actually overpowering the fragrance, or it's just not been as strong, or it's not strong enough to make it worthwhile. This one, 65% as strong as it was when I applied. Just giving my nose a quick break. 40, 45 on that side, maybe even lower than that, maybe 30, 35. The layering has worked, and look, it does still have that slight waxy feel compared to this side. It's worked. No two ways about it. The shower gel has improved the performance of the fragrance. Now the question is, do you do that? Do you really rub shower gel in, not wash it off essentially? I've dabbed it with a tissue today and put it on your arm with the fragrance. Well, it's up to you. Look, it's not stained anything. There's no horrible, you know, using like spirulina powder where it's like blue colour, Marmite, it just sticks to your clothing stains. Things. It doesn't do any of that, but it's still not the nicest feeling. You know, something I quite like with fragrances. Obviously, I apply them on my clothes as well, but you know, if you spray them on your skin, you're not worried about it too much. You're not thinking, oh, it's gonna, you know, it's not going to leave this horrible waxy thing that your pores are blocked, essentially. Shower gel slightly does that. It's not done it too badly. I suppose it depends where you apply it. How I would apply this, if you ever thought about doing this as a thing, a little bit maybe on your fingertip, rub a bit on your neck, then spray the fragrance on your neck. That's what I think this would work really well. But I'm obviously just doing it on my forearm, just because obviously it's much easier then to detect the differences while I'm out running. I can't dig my nose into my neck. My nose is big, but it's not that big. So yes, this is probably the first one I think's really worked alongside the Vaseline, and I'm very impressed. So my advice, I don't recommend any advice with these things, but if I was to say you wanted to do this, try and find some gift sets. I think Cool Water do ones where Cool Water's not the strongest fragrance in the world. Maybe you can use the shower gel with that, apply that to this fragrance as layering, or have it Rouge like I've got here. There's loads of gift sets. I think Terre d'Hermès does them. And yeah, just try it like that, you know, then you haven't felt like you've wasted the money because you've still got the fragrance, not just the shower gel. Gift sets tend to be a bit cheaper on the whole. I know Aqua de Parma have done some Colonia Pura, and they're really good price. They're a really, really good price. It means if you go to the gym like me, you tend to get a little shower gel, you can chuck it in your bag, and then you can apply the fragrance after. Sounds good to me. But I hope you've enjoyed this one today. Better crack on. I'm going to do some weight before I go to work, and yeah, over the next few days, I've got 4 days off after that. And I'll be reviewing some of my clone fragrances, so I cannot wait to do that. I'm really, really looking forward to doing it. So yeah, you'll see all of those this week. But thanks for watching today. Catch you later.